All right, good afternoon, BQLI. What's going on? Welcome to Live with Larry. This week, I am actually coming to you from one of our partner doors, PCC, here in East Meadow. I got the whole PCC leadership squad over here. We got Kevin Dunning, Wendy Falkowski. We've got Syed, our director for PCC here. As you guys know, I mentioned last week, we've started a TPR version of this, of Live with Larry immediately after the core version, and I'm super excited to be here with PCC today in their Rockin' East Meadow location to do our this week's TPR Live with Larry. So, as always, guys, my phone is open, and hopefully you all know my phone number or know where to get it. It's in the back of every single core store out there, but 585-224-6466. If you have any questions, I've already got one that's come through from Mr. Greg Manrique, so I will get to that one in Q&A a little bit later. But we got a lot to cover today, so I'm going to dive right in. First, I want to really call out, you guys may have seen it on Twitter, but we had an incredible event last night honoring a very special person here in Brooklyn, Queens on Long Island, our very own Brooklyn, Queens East District Manager, Chris Kelly. She was honored by the Bethany House Foundation as an outstanding woman of compassion. And for anybody who knows Chris, you know that is spot on. Chris being one of the most compassionate and caring individuals I've ever met, and really coming through in everything she does. But for those of you who don't know what Bethany House is, it's a foundation that provides housing and just incredible support for women and families who are put in really bad situations that lead them to be homeless at the time. More often than not, that's a result of domestic abuse and really abusive relationships that women and children are fleeing from. And, anyone who's had any experience with that or knows someone who's had experience with that knows how absolutely difficult that can be. Bethany House provides shelter, provides tons of resources to help these women and families get back on their feet. It is just a really special foundation. And if you remember back in March and April, March being National Women's Month, we did a big collection, a big drive for supplies for Bethany House for these women and these families who are getting back on their feet, getting out of these bad situations, led by Chris and our Women's Leadership Network team. Malin and Carmen chairing that soap and toothpaste, and just so moved and touched by what Chris did and really what all of us did, but led by Chris, that they honored her last night at this fundraising event for the foundation. So a meaningful drive back in March. True for this food drive, we want to exceed what we did last year. So if you don't have your boxes set up, please get them set up. A flyer and details were sent out just Tuesday, a couple days ago, from Mindy. So please take a look at that. And then we have our third annual Toys for Tots drive coming up. That will start November 29th, go through December 11th. So more details to come on that as we get closer. But I want to give a big special thanks to Mindy, our fantastic employee success partner, for her leadership and coordination of these initiatives for us. It sounds easy. You stick a box out, you collect food, we drop it off. There's a lot of logistics on the back end, right? Coordinating where we drop things off, when and where the organizations come and get things. There's different pickup points. There's certain rules and whatnot that we have to follow. So really big thanks to Mindy for spearheading these for us. And I'm proud to continue to make a difference in our communities through these initiatives. Ready to Rocket survey. I wanted to call that out. Ready to Rocket, remember, that's every single month. It is completely anonymous and completely random. Our Ready to Rocket survey for October is open right now. It opened up last Monday. If you were invited, randomly selected to participate, you would have gotten an email, or if you did mobile opt-in, you would have gotten that come through on your phone. It goes until Monday, end of day. We really need to drive participation in this in order for it to be statistically relevant. So my ask of you, please take a look in your email, see if you got the invite to participate in Ready to Rocket. If you did, please take some time. It's quick, guys. It's like 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 or 6 if you enter comments in. And we want to hear from you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, everything. Please put it in there. It is completely anonymous as long as you don't self-identify. So please take some time to check and complete if you got it. All right. Couple other things before we talk results here. For my man Andy here, my director, producer, and cinematographer, want to call out mandatory returns. we still have $41,000 in at-risk inventory out there. Those are due end of day Saturday, but it's the last selling weekend of October that really starts tomorrow on Friday. Last thing we want to freaking be doing is mandatory returns, anything in the back room that's not business critical. So please, if you haven't done your mandatory returns, please do those today so we don't have to do them through the weekend. Full acknowledgement, this has been a messy one. So if you have questions or problems, please email Andy, and he's ready, as always, to help us out. The last thing before we get to our leaderboards, I want to acknowledge the system issues we had last weekend. That was freaking rough. That was freaking painful. For anyone who's been here a long time, if you remember, we used to have system issues damn near every week. So to go this long without having a system issue is certainly a big improvement, but the only real right way to do things is where we have zero system issues, because our customers don't care how long it's been since our last system issue. It's painful, it's a shitty experience, and it affects sales, right? So I want to first thank you guys for what you did to persevere and push through that. I want to apologize for the experience, and hopefully everybody saw John Fryer's note he sent just a couple nights ago acknowledging the same, doing a lot of analysis, figuring out what the hell happened so we keep it from happening again. But I couldn't have been more proud and appreciative of what John did, which is acknowledging the impact to sales, to quotas, and rolling through some quota relief related to those system issues. So details in your email, but I think it was the fair thing to do by John and the company. But again, it's a painful reminder that we have to be really tight with our downtime procedures. So if you haven't looked at your downtime procedures in a while, please do. The unfortunate reality is, we're not going to be without system issues in the future, right? So we've got to be ready to pivot on the drop of a dime to go to downtime system issues or downtime system processes so that we don't lose any sales. But thank you guys again for working through that. All right, our Elite 8. I am going to start with our districts. Coming in at number 1 in BQLI and number 23 in the region, we've got Steve Arado and the Long Island South team. So congratulations, Long Island South, holding down the number 1 spot. Not far behind and making their way up the ULB this month, we've got Brooklyn Downtown, Peter Bueno. Great work to you. Number 2 in BQLI, 37 in the market. And then coming in at number 3, right behind Peter and Brooklyn Downtown team, is Ed Allen and the Long Island North team, number 38 in the region. So Brooklyn Downtown 37, Long Island North 38. So it's neck and neck to the finish line here with barely a week left. Great work to the leaders in our districts here. I also want to acknowledge, because we've got our territory managers here in the room and also on the call, want to acknowledge our top territories, our top TPR territories here in BQLI. Leading the way, number 1, we've got Jessica Burke. Coming in at number 2, right here in the room, is Wendy Falkowski. And then number 3, for those of you who know Oleg Vasilevetsky, how's that for getting the last name right? Yes. Oleg just had a baby, number 2, I think, for his family, a little girl. She looks beautiful. So Oleg is out welcoming a new family member, and he's also holding down the number 3 spot here in BQLI for our TPR territories. So great work to the leaders there. Our Elite 8, our top stores. This team has been holding down the number 1 spot, I think, most of the month. Juan told me last week he's coming for him, but he's still holding the number 1 spot. Mr. Mike Hines and the team in Central Islip, great work to you. Number 24 in the region, number 80 nationally. That's tremendous. Thank you for your freaking work there. Coming in at number 2, Mr. Rob Martinez and the team in Lindenhurst. Fantastic work to you. Number 3, putting Queens West on the board, Calvin Diaz and the team in Long Island City. Coming in at number 4, Yellis and the team in Roslyn out of Long Island North. Coming in at number 5, back into Queens West, Carla Salazar and the team at Roosevelt and 86th Street. Great work to you. Coming in at number 6, out of Westbury, one of our LDP graduates this year, Onika Bristol. Great work to you. Number 7, coming in, The Voice, Mr. Carl Granville and Team Oceanside. And then rounding out our top 8, Elite 8 so far in October, Jason Hodgson and the team at Grand and Graham out of Brooklyn Downtown. So great work to the leaders, but it is really still up to anyone's game. It's a full week left, 25% of the month. It's kind of crazy. We're staring at the end of October, but there's actually still 25% of the month still ahead of us with a full weekend. So could be a lot of movement here in the Elite Eight. All right, a few reminders and call outs here, guys. Want to talk about credit apps and our unclosed app tracker. In order to grow our business, the core critical component of our business, our postpaid, we have to run credit apps. You guys are doing really great things with getting BTS on existing customers, finding existing customers to add additional lines onto, right? That is fantastic, but we're really just squeezing out more from the base there. In order to really grow this freaking thing here, we have got to take from the competitors. We've got to find ports. We've got to find new customers, new bands, right? That's really what is going to be the lifeblood for our growth here in T-Mobile. In order to do that, in order to get to a new postpaid, a new band, we got to run a credit app, right? Make no mistake, I get it. The composition of new customers, the composition of our traffic is different than it was in years past. We don't have the same amount of new customers walking through our doors. I get that. But guess what? There is new customer business, potential new customer business walking through our stores. In some instances, we're not getting anything out of it. In some instances, we're getting it into prepaid. We want to really try to get aggressive with running credit applications. Now, I get in our very prime stores where customers know that they're an 800 point credit rating, A+ credit rating. They're not going to need to run their credit. They know what they are. So I get that there's going to be some challenges there. We've got to really position the value of T-Mobile there to get them to run that credit app and get right into service with us. But, in the majority of our stores, running that credit app is a tremendous way to assess what that customer is eligible for, have a more informed conversation. And listen, my belief is that if a customer is willing to give you their social security number and all their information to run credit, and we're able to have a great qualifying conversation around what they're eligible for, there's a much higher likelihood that we're going to be able to go and convert that into a new postpaid activation. So want to really focus getting back to basics here on driving credit apps. Remember, our mobile expert goal is 1 credit app per shift. You may have to get creative into how we're looking for that. You may need to think about, how do I get outside my 4 walls? How do I contact my customer base to ask for referrals? It might not walk in front of you today. I acknowledge that. I get it. But we've got to get creative in thinking about how we're getting that new potential band into the door. And then the unclosed app tracker. This is really important. You guys know we used to get call lists, great call lists, unclosed app call lists. We don't get those anymore, and we're not going to for probably a very long time. The unclosed credit app tracker is our own tool to use to take a look and coach and understand, why did a credit app not close in the store, but then go back to that credit app when we have something to potentially offer that customer. Maybe it's a discount on a device they wanted. Maybe it's a promo that's going to get them in. Maybe we have some credit dollars offer that we can get to them, but we want to have that. And I'm going to tell you a little bit something, I'll tease a little something later as to exactly what we would use the unclosed credit app tracker for. So my expectation, guys, is that every single unclosed credit app goes into that tracker so that we can use that to try to drive business back in at a later time. Okay, want to also once again highlight the Mobile Hotspot on Us promo. This is a surprise and delight opportunity for our customers. We're giving every single upgrading customer free Mobile Hotspot on Us for 30 days. Free. We want to have a conversation. We don't want to put that on even though it's free without talking to the customer, but it's a great opportunity, surprise, and delight. And guess what? Like I shared last week and the week before, it is extra credit feature revenue for us. So it's $1 of extra credit for every one of those that we add on for free to a customer. So please make sure. We still have stores out there that haven't added a single one, yet have had hundreds of upgrades. So really want to make sure that we are using that to surprise and delight our customers. Accessory revenue. As I mentioned last week, we're down, we're hurting. And when I take a look and really dissect that, you can see the bulk of it is coming from about a 30% drop in AirPod sales. I get it. Last year, we were practically giving those damn things away with the low down payment on EIP. It was a few bucks out the door. This year, it's somewhere like 90 something out the door, right? So big difference. I get it, but we've got to go out and make up for that gap. Again, 3 things with every phone that goes out the door. I want to present these to the customer. Screen protector. Bundle that with P360. It's a freaking easy one. Case and a charger, preferably a fast charger for those phones that are capable. So appreciate you guys really pushing here on the accessory revenue side. And then big call to action here. closing the month strong. As I said, we have a week left in the month, really 6.5 days here. Almost 25% of the month left ahead of us. And we are right on the cusp of about 102% to our postpaid plan. So a couple bad days can put us behind. A couple great days can give us a nice buffer and put us ahead of plan here. Every store, every day, every hour is going to make a difference. Asking you guys, all hands on deck, nobody walks mentality in our stores for the next week, especially over this last selling weekend. We've got the iPhone 11 Pro on us. That continues with the activation port and trade-in, so that's a fantastic promo. We've got the Pixel promo on us when you activate port and trade-in. We've got free smartphones are back. This just launched, I think, yesterday or the day before, or today. Yesterday, I believe. But free smartphones are back. You can get the LG K40, the Aristo 4 Plus, the Revelry, the Moto G7 Power, or the Moto E6, or the Samsung A10e on us, completely free via bill credits, when a customer activates a new line and puts that on EIP. That is a freaking tremendous offer, especially when you think about those cost-conscious customers and those customers that don't have to have the highest-end smartphones. So let's make sure we're leveraging free smartphones on us. The Alcatel 3T continues to be free, and now the Joy Tab, which is the updated version of that, is also free. That was just added in, I believe, yesterday. Listen, I get it. The Alcatel promo is not the sexiest promo we've ever had. Don't sleep on this promo. 86% of the customers we see do not have a tablet on their account. I hear it in stores all the time. We've offered the Alcatel to everybody. Everybody has a tablet now. Guys, that's not factually accurate. We might feel like we have offered it to everybody, or we might feel like we've sold it to everybody. We've only penetrated about 14% of our base with mobile internet. There's tons of opportunity out there. And remember, the customer that said no to you the last 3 months might be ready to take it this month when they come in to pay their bill or to ask you a question. So Alcatel 3T, Joy Tab for free. On the service side, we continue with third line on us with Magenta Plus. That's a great offer there. We've got a couple prepaid promos. We've got prepaid 2 for $65. That's a really great offer. That's good for new customers to activate 2 lines. That is also great for those single line prepaid customers coming in to pay an ePIN. $50 customer, guess what? For $15, you can get over to 2 for $65. That's a really great value. So remember to look for those opportunities. Of course, we have 4 for $100 or fifth line for $30 on prepaid, and we have free device on prepaid with $100 or more service purchase, or free Revelry with $150 service purchase. Before I kind of look for questions here, I still have one from Greg. If anybody else has questions, my phone is open, 585-224-6466. But I won't talk too much about it because we have to be maniacally focused on finishing the month of October here strong. But we're going to do something special the first weekend of November to freaking start the month with some momentum. The 1st of November falls on a Friday. So we've got the 1st of the month on a Friday. That's a really big deal. That whole weekend should be strong. We're going to do something to really juice it. So use that unclosed app tracker. Think about your best customers. Think about maybe making some phone calls when you get more details on this. Again, don't expect details till next week. I want to get through this weekend strong, but we're going to do something big from a customer appreciation, friend and family type of thing the first weekend of November. All right, so let me get to the first question I got from Mr. Greg Manrique. Yesterday's press release for the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren. Man, that is a freaking mouthful. What phone do you have? Oh, I have the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren. Sounds like a car combined with a phone, but it's going to be our second 600 megahertz 5G phone. But in that press release, it talked about 200 million people being covered with 5G by the end of the year. When can we expect to see 5G in New York City? Greg, that's a great question. I don't have full details. What I can tell you is that 5G has been turned on here in New York City on a very limited scope. So through Manhattan and a little bit into Brooklyn downtown, kind of the Barclays area there, 5G is actually turned on. So if you've got a 5G compatible phone, which is the Samsung Note 10, the Samsung Note 10 is 5G capable, and this OnePlus 7T will be 5G capable. You can get those 5G speeds right now. I think, as I've mentioned, I was with Samsung for the Note 10 launch down at Barclays Center in Brooklyn downtown. And a Samsung rep had the phone and was doing speed test on 5G. It was almost a gigabit down. Almost a gigabit down. It was like in the mid 800 megabit down speed. That's crazy fast. So the 5G is fast. I will commit to getting you guys some additional details on what we can expect from a broader 5G release here in New York City and beyond. But right now, a little bit in Manhattan, and it's a little bit in Brooklyn downtown. All right. Doesn't look like there's any other questions. Maybe we'll give it a couple seconds to see if they come through.
I got a couple comments that came through.
A couple comments.
A couple RSMs say, hey, we hear you loud and clear. So clear that we hear you banging on the table. It's very loud.
Good. I love it. Cool. All right. I don't see any other questions, guys. So, yep, there is 5G in Greenpoint, Brooklyn right now. Yes, not sure who that is, but yes, again, through parts of Brooklyn right now, 5G is on. Like the BQLI Cup. All right. I guess that's it, guys. Thank you very much. And again, my ask is get all the operational crap you got to get out of the way today. Oh, by the way, training. The Pixel 4 training is due today. If you haven't done that yet, please do it like immediately before it gets busy. This is our lull for the day. But again, get all the crap you got to get done today. We've got the last weekend of October coming up ahead of us. Every store, every rep, every activation is going to make a difference to get us well ahead of the postpaid line and deliver on the results that we've got to deliver here as we finish the month of October and get ready to start November in a big way. So thank you, guys. Talk to you soon. All right. Good afternoon, BQLI TPR. What's happening? This is Larry Petrone. For those of you who don't know me, the market director for Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island. And with me, as always, is Mr. Kevin Dunning, your senior manager. And we have one of our territory manager extraordinaires, Wendy Falkowski.
To know her is to love her.
And I am here at PCC's Rocking East Meadow store with Syed, Manpreet, Mike, and Brendan from the PCC team. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Very excited to come to you guys for our second TPR Live with Larry. So we will dive right in, and we're going to open it up like we did last week with a customer experience story. Customer Obsessed Heroes is what we call them. This one is about Raza and Fahim at our Syosset store. Raza and Fahim, I'm going to read this verbatim from a Google review. Now, you guys know customers, when they have a crappy experience, they're going to go right and put a review in quickly because it's a place to vent. And customers aren't always so quick to put the great reviews in. This was so good with Raza and Fahim that they went out of their way to put a Google review in. Raza and Fahim transferred our service from AT&T to T-Mobile. They were excellent in explaining what was available to us. They are knowledgeable and professional and very patient with our many questions. We look forward to recommending them now and in the future to our friends. Review by Noreen S. So that is really freaking awesome. Raza and Fahim, thank you and congratulations on a great customer review.
PCC door.
A PCC door, by the way. Yes, PCC Syosset, of course. Of course, as we're in PCC.
My PCC door.
There you go.
Yeah. Good times.
Cool. So let's talk about some results. We've got our Elite 8 for our TPR stores. So we're going to start there, and Wendy and I are going to take you through this. We're going to start different this time. We're going to go from the bottom, from the 8 all the way up. Shouldn't say the bottom, because this is still the Elite 8, but we're going to go from number 8 up to number 1. Wendy.
I'm so honored to be able to do this. Recognizing from Antel, my OG Sefi Singh from store 9823 in Merrick. Great job, Sefi.
Great job,
Way to go,
Sefi.
man.
Nice job, man. Coming in at number 7 in our Elite 8, we've got Alexandra Sandin and our Coney Island store representing Wireless Vision.
Last year's hero store.
Ah,
Last week's hero store.
Perfect.
Sorry. Last week's hero
Okay.
store. Yep.
cool.
So what do we have? 6. 6 again back at Amtel, and we are in Hop Hog now with Asim, who's been steady as a rock,
Absolutely.
showing up here month after month. So congratulations, Team Hop Hog.
Great job to you. Coming in at number 5, we've got Crystal Perez putting Brooklyn on the map for TCC out in Fort Greene area of Brooklyn.
Way to
Great
go.
work to
Nice.
you, Crystal.
All right, Crystal. Moving on, and again, we're staying with TCC. Just with him yesterday, congratulations to Enrique and Team Belmore at
Nice.
1447.
Great job, Belmore. All right, number 3, we've got Motion LV representing Comac Amtel again, coming in at number 3. Great work to you guys.
Way to go.
All right, and now we got Midtown showing up at number 2. Not a bad place to show up. Arthur Verdejo.
Arthur, my man
That sound
Arthur.
right?
Yep.
Arthur Verdejo. He's Minetto Hill. That's in
Plainview.
Plainview. Yep.
Plainview store. So the store 141D. Congratulations.
Great
Great
work,
job.
Arthur. Thank you. And our number 1 store, with a gentle drum roll. I know this microphone is sensitive. We've got number 1 store again this week. And our top Elite 8, we've got Manu and the team in Bethpage representing Amtel. Number 1 in BQLI. Number 15 in the region. And number 62 nationally. So great work to our leaders.
Congrats all.
Great job.
Here we have the top 25. Andy's going to leave it up on the screen from. Do we acknowledge Andy? I mean,
Yeah,
what this
Andy,
guy does.
our
Andy Canales.
operations manager. He's our director, our producer, our cinematographer, sound guy, everything.
And truth be told, when I don't know an answer, if I don't ask Brenda, I ask Andy. So well
right.
done.
And I think he's on a conference call at the same time.
Probably. And he's eating lunch, too. All right, Andy's going to leave the top 25 up here for a moment. And one of the other suggestions we had coming out of last week, great suggestion from Wendy. Let's leave this up a little bit longer, get a chance to see it. We went a little quick, but also we're going to send this out afterwards. No reason why we can't share what you guys see in this deck and have a chance to maybe share with the other members of your team that might not be in while we're doing the Live with Larry editions. So top 25, congrats to everyone on this. You want to see your name here in lights, you guys know what you have to do. This is all based on the Uncarrier leaderboard, and keep up the good work. Still a lot of time left in the month to finish strong.
And we'll make sure we
Sabine
get
on
this
the
out
list,
to
Mike.
everybody, too.
Sabine's on the list. Good job.
Good stuff. Yeah, we'll get it out.
Yep,
For sure.
totally.
And then we did something new this week for Larry's World.
We did. we are going to recognize and celebrate our top 5 dealers here in Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island. So I'm going to start with Vision. Great job, Wireless. Coming in at number 3, we've got Amtel. Great work to you guys, Caleb and team. Coming in at number 2 in the market, number 17 nationally, we've got ECP, Executive Cellular.
There you go, Jack.
And the number 1 dealer in BQLI and number 8 nationally right now is TCC. Great work to you guys.
Well done, guys.
All right. Cool. So, hey, I want to talk about the Big 5 as you guys are super focused on this, the Big 5. You guys know what this is. It's up here in East Meadow.
Yep.
I appreciate that, and it's been in every TPR store we've got so far, but you guys know what those focuses are, right? Conversion rates, accessory attach, TFB leads, customer experience, and operational excellence. So appreciate you guys continuing to drive to those. Again, I really love the alignment and consistency and approach that we have here across the entire company on these Big 5.
Can I add something?
Please.
So if you guys don't know how to get your Big 5 results, reach out to your TM. It's available on Power BI, and we can walk you right through it. So you can use that information to update your sheets and understand where you stand. So just let us know if you need help.
Relatively new, right? Just launched, I think, a week ago or so?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. Let's talk about money. Mobile Expert spiffs. Some updates to what we shared last week. You guys know the spiffs for device protection, McAfee and P360. $5 for McAfee, $10 for P360. Some good money to be made there. T-Vision. We didn't mention this last week, but really important to call out. We are a T-Vision market, and we've got money to be paid out on T-Vision. On an in-store activation, $20. You activate it in store. Well, you book it in store, and as long as it comes through to activation, doesn't cancel before booking, $20. When they pay that second bill, another $15. When they pay the third bill, another $15. So there's a lot of incentive here to make sure that those customers are booking, activating, and staying on with us. It's $50 to be made. That's a lot of freaking money, right?
Yeah.
Not bad.
We also have an activation from Salesforce lead for T-Vision. So if you can't quite get the customer set up or signed up, booked in store, you submit a lead via Salesforce. If it books, they do all the work. You get $10 for our mobile experts here in TPR. T-Mobile Money, $250 for account open, $10 when they make a deposit. I know we don't do a ton of those, but still some money to be made. Beat Solo 3. When sold as part of the Beat Solo 3 wireless, $159 offer, $5 there. And then Moxie Signal activations. You guys know that is one of our newest mobile internet devices, BTS devices. That is like a lifeline type of device. So really great opportunity out there for certain customers. $10 if you activate that. So some money to be made on our spiffs.
Brand new spiff sheet just came out. Kudos. PCC already has it up on the wall. Good job, guys.
Love
Appreciate it. Yeah. Hey, I saw this really interesting story the other day. Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia had a councilman that made a law that you have to be able to accept cash in certain cafes and things like that. It was a big thing anyway, because a lot of the millennials, a lot of people, they just want to tap and go, use Apple Pay, whatever. But he said, we have a large percentage of our population that only can use cash, and these shops weren't taking it. And that's discriminatory. And now it's a law that you have to take cash. The reason why I share that is, they need a product like this T-Mobile Money. They said there's still over 25 million people that are underserved when it comes to banking. And that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's half the reason why we launched this.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
keep it in mind. It's something we don't talk about enough, but it's a great service for our valued customers.
Big market out there. Absolutely.
Cool.
Cool. Want to talk about some promos we have. As you guys know, we are in the end of the month, the home stretch of the month. We have 6.5 days of selling left, a full weekend ahead of us that starts tomorrow. So want to highlight some promos here. You guys know we have the iPhone 11 Pro on us with activation, port, and trade-in. It's been a while since we've had the latest and greatest iPhone totally on us. I know there's a couple of hurdles to hit there, but it's a great opportunity for customers switching over. Similar with Pixel on us when you activate port and trade-in, so great opportunity there. This is a big one. This is a really big one, especially in our subprime space or those customers who don't need the latest and greatest super phones. Free smartphones are back. This just launched, I believe, yesterday. The LG K40, the Aristo 4 Plus, the Revelry, the Moto's G7 Power or E6, and a Samsung A10e. Free on us via bill credits when a customer activates a new line and puts those on EIP. So, huge. Yeah, that's big, man. For those customers, mom and dad are getting the super phones, and the kids don't need a super phone, but they need something. That is a great opportunity to get some extra lines. Or the opposite, right. The kids getting the 11 Pro, and mom and dad just want a simple phone. That's a great point. But listen, there's something out there for every customer right now, including the Alcatel 3T and the Joy Tab for free, right? Listen, I said this, earlier to our core group, but don't sleep on that tablet. I hear it all the time. It's the Alcatel. It's lame. We've offered it to everybody. Everybody has it. That is factually inaccurate. That's true. Only about 14% of our base actually has mobile internet on it, which means about 86% of our base, 86% of our customers do not have mobile internet yet. It feels like we've offered that to everybody because, we have a high offer rate, generally speaking. Or when we get a couple offers or we were offered a couple times and they say no, it feels like, oh my God, everyone's saying no. Most of our customers, the vast majority, do not have a mobile internet line. The Alcatel 3T, I get it's not an iPad, but again, it's great for kids. It's great for those anybody who doesn't need a high-end or expensive tablet, can't afford it, whatever the case is. So let's maximize that opportunity there. On the service side, we've got Third Line on Us with Magenta Plus that continues. And then we got some great prepaid promos. 2 for $65. Great for new customers so that we can't get into postpaid. And it is great for those customers who are on a $50 single line prepaid plan who come in to pay a refill, right? Get a $50 repin. And we can offer them, hey, for only $15 more, you can get a second prepaid line and get the same service on it. That's a great offer. Of course, we've got 4 for $100 on prepaid that continues. And on prepaid as well, we've got free device with $100 of service purchase or more, and free Revelry with $150 service purchase or more. Couple other things here, but before I go on, I do want to call out, we're open for questions here. If you guys want to text in questions, Kevin Dunning, your number?
718-577-7309.
Yep, mine is 585-224-6466.
Mine 631-220-3428.
So, blow us up, send your questions in. We'll answer whatever we can. Cool. Want to remind everybody, TPR operations. We are close to wrapping up mandatory returns. They've got to be complete by the end of day Saturday. But the last thing we want to be doing as we get into the last selling weekend of the month is be doing mandatory returns. If you haven't done them yet, please ensure that you get those done today, now in the afternoon, before we get the evening rush and we open our doors on Friday and we're into the weekend. So please get through those. Want to talk about holiday hours. Crazy that we're talking about holiday hours, but we're about a month away from Thanksgiving.
Crunch
Wow,
time.
that's crazy, man. Holiday hours are out. If you haven't received them yet from your leadership, you will. But I'm very pleased that we have them early this year, as opposed to waiting up until 2 weeks before. So those holiday hours are out. That's a really great thing. So you can plan accordingly as we get into holiday season. And then TPR priority trainings. As you guys know, we've got the Pixel 4 training that is due today. So if you haven't taken the Pixel 4 training, please go ahead and do so like ASAP today, right after you finish your mandatory returns. All right, questions. Let's see what we got. Fahim from Syosset, one of our Elite 8 stores. How can we get this show live from your store? Well, being in the Elite 8 is a great way to do it, but an invite goes a very long way. And I feel like I've just been invited, Fahim. So, Fahim, we may have to do one of these broadcasts very soon. Next week, I actually have Kevin and the district manager team together to really strategize and plan for November, so we'll probably be doing that from an office. But I think we have to take a look at Syosset PCC for our next field broadcast.
Why not?
Cool.
We also have to do a very, very special shout out for a member of my team, a member of Larry's team, Oleg Vasilevetsky out of the old Brooklyn West, now TM4 as we do our alignments, who has welcomed the newest baby Sam to the team, Leah Dina, just a couple of days ago. Mom and baby are healthy. So Oleg, hope you're not watching, but we all send you the best.
Yes, congratulations, Oleg. Cool. Any questions?
It looks like I have a question.
Okay.
Because I'm the OG of TPR. How has the TPR program changed or grown over the years?
Good question.
So I'd say for me, just grown is the key word in that. So, we went from, Kevin and I started way back in the day when the TPR program started. And I think we, had about a couple hundred doors to convert, and now we're into the thousands.
It was a pilot.
So, it was a pilot, and it worked out really well. Thanks to all of you guys out there. We built this whole channel on your backs, so we appreciate you. So I think that would be the hugest change to watch that.
Yeah,
the program
absolutely.
grow.
And you got to wonder, where does it go from here, right? Continue to grow, continue to work with our corporate partners, our TFB partners, and just really, continue to blow up this brand in all the right ways.
Yeah,
So,
and I
good
would
time
just
to be T-Mobile.
totally. And I would just add, I've been with T-Mobile for 14 years and used to be able to tell very clearly who was corporate, who was not. You can't anymore. You guys are operating at a high level. You guys are providing tremendous experience. You guys are over-indexing in some metrics versus core. So thank you guys for your hard work. Thank you guys for representing the brand. You are just as much a part of T-Mobile as the core is, right? Integral part of T-Mobile's success.
I have another one
Cool.
from Fahad at Amtel. He wants my shirt.
It's a nice shirt.
But it's old, Fahad. I think it says
16,
2016
yeah.
in
Oh,
the
wow.
back, so it's old.
You don't want to go backwards, man. You got to go forward.
We'll see what we can do.
Be magenta.
But I think they maybe should consider a baseball jersey as uniforms now. They're kind of cute,
Nice
right?
uniforms. I like that.
New year, new budget. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Fahad.
Oh, hey, I might have one more. Here.
Might have a question.
Actually, this is actually pretty decent, Larry. The system issues from the weekend.
Glad you brought that up. Yeah. Painful weekend last weekend. Saturday morning system issues, we got back up, and then Sunday was a freaking disaster. The good news, I guess, if any, is that we haven't had system issues at that scale in a very long time. However, it doesn't freaking matter, right? Zero system issues is really the only acceptable level of system issues when we're out there because our customers don't care when the last time we had system issues is. I know it was painful, led to painful customer experiences, some loss in sales. So my first thing I would say is thank you guys. Thank you guys for pushing through that, trying to shield our customers from that pain, not sharing our frustration with them, keeping that kind of in the back of the house. And it's a painful reminder that we have to be really sharp on our system downtime processes, right? The unfortunate reality is we are probably not in a place where we're never going to have system issues again. They're going to continue, they're going to happen, hopefully few and far between as they have been, but they're going to happen. So we want to be really tight on our system issues. But the company has acknowledged the impact to sales. There's going to be, some impact to quota. Minimal, right? So don't expect some massive quota reduction. But if you haven't had communication from that on that from leadership yet, you will. But I think it's very fair that T-Mobile has acknowledged that and trying to remedy that so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, well said. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. And yeah, you guys definitely hung in there. I know the TMs were getting lots of calls, and those that were comfortable with the manual processes made the best of it. And in the meantime, look for notes from your account managers. Got a couple here about ECP's coming for the #1 spot. I love that. I love that.
All right.
Huntington PCC wants to make sure this roadshow goes to them if they do 5
All right.
T-Visions.
Love
you do
it.
5 T-Visions, I think Wendy's buying you lunch.
Love it.
I might laugh.
minimum.
In January.
In January, absolutely.
Lunch in January.
With drinks.
Really good lunch in January.
But we'll keep it up. No, appreciate it.
Any questions from the PCC leadership team?
We appreciate you guys being here. It's a great initiative by you guys to show support and
Awesome.
partnership. I think we all are excited. Looking forward to some great results in Q4. We're definitely coming.
Good stuff.
Everyone on that.
All right.
This
Love
store,
it.
I popped into this store. I remember like it was yesterday. Almost, it was a year ago. It's just scary. Talk about time flying. Black Friday in this store last year was phenomenal. First of all, I walk in and bump right into Mikey Kajayan. Shout out to Mikey Kajayan, account manager. And I think he was trying to floor manage and doing a decent job, as every rep out there probably had customers 3 deep. It was a blast, and they just had some fantastic numbers. So kudos to Raf and the team out there.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, thanks for hosting us, guys. We appreciate it, and thank you guys for tuning in. We will most likely do this again next week. We're going to have some weeks where we kind of have a bye week, and we won't do this, but do our best to do this every week. And if you guys have suggestions on what you want to see or hear about, please get them up to your territory manager, to Kevin, to me. We're all ears. We want to make sure this is something of value to you. So with that, thank you guys. Have a tremendous weekend and finish to October. Talk
Thanks,
to you
guys.
soon.
Appreciate it.
Bye,
Thank you, Larry.
guys.